going on, guys? And nearly 2 years ago, I made a small little video before most of you have come to this channel saying 5 reasons you'd love Destiny. It's pretty safe to say that Destiny has a large following and a lot of daily and pretty much religious players on the game. But there's another game coming out, as you may have told by the title of this video, called No Man's Sky. And there's many reasons to love this game, but here are some of my favorite. Now there's no real certain amount. I'm just going to ramble on. Hopefully you can stick with me. If you already know about No Man's Sky, you already know most of the things of it. There are a lot of planets, procedurally generated, but it's technically infinite, well, relatively to your life, I guess. You're never really going to find the end or find all planets, because it's physically impossible unless you live forever. You're probably not going to find all the planets. Now, there's a lot of problems with it. I'm going to get the problems out of the way and then talk great about the game. Sure, most people are complaining, hey, you're just going to find things that are a little bit different, like, hey, you have a goat with 3 horns and 2 eyes, and now you have a goat with 3 horns, 4 eyes, and it's blue. That's kind of it, but there's more to it, because there are 18 quintillion planets. Not all of them are inhabited by animals, but they each have their own certain rules, where each one doesn't just have a goat. They're going to be different sizes, different types, different anything really. You got some dinosaurs, you're going to have things that look somewhat like they do on here on Earth, and also that also leads me on to the size of each planet, which leads me on to another thing after that. The planets are large. In fact, these planets are probably bigger than most games would ever dream to be. There's also 18 quintillion of them. I must put that up every single 5 seconds to remind you how massive this game is. You could spend a lot of your time on just one planet, looking around, discovering each little nooks and crannies, the secrets it has, any more animals you haven't discovered, the plants, the materials, anything really. You could just spend most of your time on a single planet. Each planet does have a different size. Gravity doesn't really matter because your suit compensates for that. So that's how you could choose to play the game. But in another way, you can also choose to play the game as in fly across the galaxies and hopefully get your way to the center, which is supposedly the main goal if you want it to be. You don't have to make it a goal. There are 4 classes that you can be in No Man's Sky. You could be a fighter, a cargo, or technically a trader, a science person, or an explorer. Now, each one of those has their own certain perks, and you could probably guess what each one is. Well, fighter, you could probably guess that that also has better equipment for fighting, you know, like guns. Maybe a little bit faster. Not as fast as the explorer, that's probably got the fastest. Warp drive probably makes you go further and gets you to other planets faster, so you can explore. Science could probably allow you to discover more animals, learn things faster. And trader allows you to store more things and possibly get better bargain deals when you trade your materials. Yes, there are these massive trading posts within each solar system, because each individual star you see on the map, as you see right there, has its own amount of planets. Those aren't just one planet here and there. Those are their own planets within that solar system. Some stars will have 3 planets, 5 planets, a single massive planet with moons. It's all up to procedurally generated, where it's not random where you're going around and the world's generating it for you. The world is already there, so if someone wants to come visit you, which will also lead me to another thing, they technically can, where here's the problem with that. Most of my friends are getting this game. Maybe I want to play with them, but that's the problem. You spawn on different sides of the universe, so the odds of me finding them are very low. And wanting to play with you guys, if you wanted to play, you'd have to come find me, I guess. And the odds of that happening are practically 0. I'm not saying 1%, I'm saying a lot of zeros 1%. So maybe you're going to feel lonely, just wandering around this Exploration Simulator 2016. No, that's not really it. You see, Hello Games has this under control. They know you're going to get bored, so they try to compensate with that with adding a campaign you mold to yourself. You can decide to just explore, go straight to the center of the universe, and find whatever's in there. Better materials to upgrade your ship, and yes, you can upgrade stuff. But you can mold your legend, I guess to say. Become Legend Destiny. No, you make yourself an actual legend. Do you want to help certain races? There are 4 alien races that we know of, technically, even though we don't actually know of them. We just know that there are. Within each race there are many factions, so there are some issues, diplomatic affairs, and galactic battles to be had. You're going to be fighting, or not. That's the thing, is that you could just turn yourself around and fly in the other direction. Maybe land yourself on the other side of the universe if you so dare to. But as for me, I'm going to join in those battles and try to get myself some friends. Become good enough friends, now you got yourself some backup if you have any issues. Also, about those races and factions, you're not going to be able to have contact with them. It's not like you can just go over to another country, let alone another planet and galaxy, and just speak to them. You know, everyone speaks English apparently. No, that's not the case. You're going to have to learn their language through monoliths. You're going to have to find them and learn one word at a time, because that's how you learn a language. You don't really just put your head in a book and it says language level achieved, and next thing you know you're speaking a whole other dialect. No, that's not how it works. You're going to learn one word at a time, and you're going to have to dedicate a good amount of time to learning that language. That's if you want to. You don't have to. To some people that may seem like a good option. You want to learn about the race, become good friends with them, hopefully learn their secrets, trade technologies. It's just a good time that you will have if you so choose to do it. But the reason you're gonna love No Man's Sky is because this is the game that everyone's looking for. Or at least me. To some, it may not be as great to them as it is to me, and to some people, it may be greater to them than it is to me. There will be some people that will pick up the game, play it maybe 6-7 hours, find out that they've explored a planet, don't really like the game, and put it away. Hello Games thanks you for their money, but then they move on. There's the medium players that will play it for 20 hours, 30 hours, get really far into it, maybe die a couple times, but ultimately have a good time, and may just not have time. Then there's the extreme gamers that will put 100+ hours into the game, finding the center of the universe, finding each individual species, and hopefully learning and fighting in galactic battles. You decide what you want to do. That's the beauty of No Man's Sky. Truly open world and truly up to you. This is probably the greatest non-linear game you're ever gonna play, currently. Maybe in a couple of years, someone's gonna come along and make another procedurally generated universe that's probably jam-packed with stuff. Maybe Star Citizen jam-packed. But for right now, you have No Man's Sky. It's you, your ship, your multi-tool, and your suit. Upgrade them as you like to travel on different planets, and you can do whatever. Leave down in the comment section what you want to do with No Man's Sky. As for me, I'll be flying towards the middle of the universe. Of course, fighting in battles, helping my fellow race, whatever race I choose to help. But I'll ultimately be finding my way towards the middle, because there's also this thing called the Atlas, where it has to tie into No Man's Sky's lore. What kind of lore does it have? I don't know. Maybe this Atlas is at the center, and maybe there's much more to the game than there really is. Hopefully there's some lore. That's the problem with open worlds like this. There really isn't. But anyway guys, that's been it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you in the center of the universe. Later guys.